Hello, everyone. This is Devan Edwards, aka Devan the Connector, connecting you to the knowledge that will empower yourself. Question: is the sky the limit, or is your belief system? Wait, let me rephrase that. The sky is not the limit. Your belief system is. It's interesting, isn't it? And I just want to come here. Means Monday, let's say Motivation Monday, Mindset Monday. It's definitely any time is a great time to get our mindset right, because mindset is everything. And there's a universal law known as the law of mentalism, and it states that all is mind, and the universe is mental. So even though and that's a fact, that's a universal law that is the reality, whether you know it or not, or whether you like it or not. And often the constant expansion of our mind and our paradigm becomes rental. So it doesn't become a daily habit of majority of people's lives. And it's just a rental. It's just like, oh yeah, I'll work on my mind once in a while. I'll be mindful of my thoughts, my actions, my deeds, and everything some of the time, you know. And often that puts us in a bind because it limits us. It limits our potential, it limits our power. And these limits come from our belief system, like what we believe about ourselves and our perception, because our perception codifies the experience. Our perception, thoughts become things, and what we think is the reality becomes our reality, even though there is actually more. So it's really up to us to consciously expand our awareness, expand our consciousness, and be open-minded to what will serve our highest good. And I mean, and it can be difficult to understand initially, but if you really seek to understand it, then it can be it's a system within us, the system of belief within us, that when you realize the power of it, you can't ignore it. And we shouldn't ignore it anyway, because it's a part of our being. If we want to really understand the world around us, we have to understand ourselves first. And to understand ourselves is to understand not only how our mind works, but how the mind works, you know. And there's three questions that I conjured up that we could ask ourselves. So the first question towards analyzing our belief system and the limitations we place upon ourselves is, ask yourself, like, what are your limiting beliefs? What are your limiting beliefs? Like, write them down. Really take a few minutes to review that, and whether they're seen within your daily habits. So that's number one. Like, what are your limiting beliefs? Number two is the system of that limitation or those limiting beliefs, the system being those daily habits of thinking this way and believing this way. Is it working for us or benefiting us? Is it working for you or benefiting you? That's number two. And number three is, if this aspect of limitation or these limiting beliefs are not benefiting you or working in your favor, then what steps could you take to strive to bring the laws of abundance in every aspect of your life and release that spirit of lack and limitation? What could you do to release those limiting beliefs from you? Because I mean, knowledge of the limiting beliefs leads to the understanding of those limiting beliefs within ourselves. And then once we acknowledge and appreciate that there is something that we identified as a limiting belief, we can then welcome it in order to rectify it and bring it back into and raise the potential of that and release those limiting beliefs. Because the more we hold on to that, it creates more resistance within us. and then we wonder why we don't pursue stuff that we're passionate about, or we don't pursue stuff or be our authentic intrinsic self. You know what I mean? So that's something to like keep those questions in your thoughts and in your mind, because it's definitely something to think about. And whatever those answers to those questions are, it should reveal nothing but enrichment and empowerment to how you navigate your mind and navigate your life, and how we collectively can navigate our minds and navigate our life. Those three questions, I'm going to say it again. What are your limiting beliefs? Number one. Number two, is the system of limitation or those limiting beliefs working for you or against you? Number three, if those limiting beliefs are not benefiting you, what steps could you take to strive to bring the laws of abundance, mindset wise, and release those limitations from every aspect of your life? Like like for example, what are you neglecting that's holding you back? What's hurting you? Yeah, like start with why, you know? Like WHY, what's holding you back? What's hurting you? And then what's helping you forward? And if that's unbalanced, if there's more things hurting you than helping you, then you know where the change needs to be made. And this is something that we can review every week, every day, every month, and then develop better habits, healthier habits, great habits, and really unlock more of our potential. So drop a fire in the comments below if you found value in this, and if you have some limiting beliefs that you're going to tackle. Comment below if you're going to be tackling those limiting beliefs. This is Divine Edwards, aka Divine the Connector, connecting you to the knowledge that will empower yourself. Stay empowered, and just remember, the connection continues. Take care.